Hello all. So our topic for today is filters. So basically filter is a circuit that has the capacity of selecting certain frequencies which are allowed to pass and it will block the rest. So I repeat, filter is an electronic circuit which has the capacity to only allow certain frequencies, whereas it will block the rest. Now there are two types of filters basically, which are passive and active. So passive filters are made of passive components and active filters are made of active components. Now let's look at what are passive components and what are active components. So passive components are basically your resistors, capacitors and inductors. Now these do not require any external power or biasing other than the input signal. I repeat, they do not require any external biasing or power other than your input signal, and hence they do not provide any gain at the output. So you get no gain at output. But when we come to active filters are made up of your op-amps, transistors, along with capacitors and resistors. So you will have to connect resistors, capacitors in combinations to these to make a active filter. Now since they are active, they basically require external source other than your power supply to process, and hence they provide a gain at your output. So you get a gain of voltage and current at your output. Now our topic is basically, we'll mainly deal with active filters. So active filters can be designed in various ways, that is Butterworth, then you have Bessel, you have elliptical and so on. There are various forms of these, but actually the choice of the filter depends on what is the application we are using. So since we are only using for experimental purposes, the most commonly used one is Butterworth. We'll be using Butterworth because this gives us a flat output response. The output response in Butterworth is a flat curve, which we'll see. So moving ahead, now Butterworth filters again can be broken down into various forms. So you have a low pass filter. What do you mean by a low pass filter? So low pass filter is something which allows frequencies below a cutoff frequency to pass. So all your frequencies below this cutoff will be allowed to pass, and anything above this will be rejected. Then you have a high pass filter. So all your frequencies above your cutoff frequency, which is given as FC, will be allowed to pass, whereas the rest will be rejected or attenuated. Then you have something known as band pass. So in case of band pass, what happens is you give two frequencies. Everything in between this range, this is cutoff 1, cutoff 2, everything in between this range is allowed and rest is all rejected. And the last one is stop band. So stop band basically is the inverse of band pass. What happens is everything outside this range is allowed. So whatever is in between this will be rejected. Everything outside this will be allowed. So these are the four types of filters. I repeat, low pass filter, what does it do? It will allow all frequencies below the cutoff frequency. High pass will allow all frequencies above cutoff and reject the rest. Band pass will allow everything in between the certain range given, and stop band will allow everything other than the range given. Now how do you get this cutoff frequency? So basically there's a formula for cutoff frequency which is given as Fc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Rc, root of Rc. So what is this Rc? Let's see. So I'll draw the diagrams for low pass and high pass. First order, there are different orders. The first one is first order. So in first order low pass, your circuitry looks something like this. you have your non-inverting and your inverting. So this is your non-inverting edge of the op-amp. This is the inverting. Obviously you will have a plus VCC and a minus VCC, which is pin number 7 and 4, as you will already know. Now this is connected to a voltage divider. So this is R1 and this is known as feedback voltage, which is connected to your output. So this is R1 and this is RF, which is my feedback connected to the output, and over here will be a circuitry for the filter. So since it is low pass, you have a capacitor here which goes back to your output as a feedback, and you have a resistor here which is then connected to the external signal I was talking of. In this case we have a AC signal. So this is my R and this is my C. Now if you can see, this is the circuitry of op-amp as a differentiator, and hence it will, since it is a differentiator, it will allow lower frequencies to pass because it will reduce your voltage. Now when I come to high pass, so how high pass looks is, again you will have your inverting and non-inverting edge. Inverting edge connected to a voltage divider where you have R1, and you have a feedback resistance connected to the output. This is RF, obviously plus VCC and minus VCC, which is pin 7 and 4. Now in this case you have a R connected to your output as feedback, and you have a C here which goes to the active supply or AC signal. Now if you understand, this is an integrator. This is the circuit of an integrator, whereas this was a differentiator, and hence it will allow frequencies higher than a certain cutoff region. So this FC is basically calculated as 1 upon 2 pi root of RC, where R and C are detected from here. Now coming to, I said this was first order. You can have second order, third order, so on. So how do you get second order, third order, so on? So for second order, all you'll have to do is connect one more RC pair here in accordance with your, or like in between your non-inverting edge and the signal. So I will not draw the whole circuitry again. I will just show this part. So let's see. This is my op-amp. This is the non-inverting. You know, inverting is connected to your voltage divider, which is going to your output RF R1, and now you will have, this is low pass second order. Okay, so this is C which goes to R, then you have one more C here, and now this C goes to the output, and then you have a R here which is connected to your active supply, which is grounded. So suppose this is R1, R2, C1, C2. Since this is second order, the cutoff frequency is given as 1 upon 2 pi root of R1, R2 into C1, C2. Suppose I take R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2. Then in that case, my cutoff frequency will become 1 upon 2 pi RC. The same logic applies for high pass. As I said, this is low pass since this is a differentiator circuit. You want to make third order, you will just connect one more RC pair just like this. For high pass, it will be a CR pair. Now let's see how do you calculate this cutoff frequency. So with respect to your practical, what will happen is you will be given design a low pass filter for say cutoff frequency equals to 2 kilohertz. Now if I am giving cutoff frequency 2 kilohertz, what I'll do is 2 kilohertz is equal to 1 upon 2 into 3.14 into R into C. You know, R combinations are easier to calculate. So I will assume a value for C. I'll say let C is equal to 0.01 microfarad. So that gives me R is equal to 1 upon this 2 kilohertz is 2 into 10 raised to 3 into these combined to give me 6.28 into 0.01 into 10 raised to minus 6, because we are talking of microfarad. That becomes 3 and minus 6, so that is minus 3. It becomes 10 raised to 3 upon. Now 2 into 6.28 is 12.56. So you get 12.56 into 0.01. Now that will give me 0.1256. So when you calculate 1 upon 0.1256, this is approximately 8 into 10 raised to 3 ohms, which is 8 kilo ohms. So your connection will look something like this. You will connect 0.01 microfarad here, 0.01 microfarad here, because obviously you have taken C1 is equal to C2. So there will be 2.01 microfarads. Similarly, you will connect 8 kilo ohms in this place and this place. Now you may not get a direct 8 kilo ohms. So what do you do in that case? Resistances are easy to add up in series. So I can break down my 8 kilo ohms as, you have a 4.7 kilo ohm possible plus a 3.3 kilo. I connect these in series to get 8 kilo ohms. Similarly, now let's see what will be the calculation for high pass. I have not drawn high pass second order, but I am just showing you the calculation. So the calculation will look something like this. Let's say I've been told to generate a 4 kilohertz high pass filter. So same thing, 2 into 3.14 into R, and I will assume my C again to be 0.1 microfarad. If you calculate, you will get R is equal to 1 upon 4 into 10 raised to 3 into 6.28 into 0.01 into 10 raised to minus 6, which comes out to be 10 raised to 3 upon. Now this calculation will be, you will have to multiply 12.56 into 2, so that is 12.56. If you want, just calculate beforehand. 5 2s are 10, 1, 5 and 2. 25.12. This turns out to be approximately 3.98 kilo ohms. Now obviously 3.98 will not be available. So what I'll do is connect a 3.3K plus a 330 ohms plus a 330 ohms. This will give me for 4K. Now let's move to the experimental setup. So as you can see, we have connected this as a low pass filter. I had just shown you all the calculations. So I have taken 3.3K plus 330 ohm plus 330 ohm. This is just 1 R, and similarly here is my second R. Now this is my R1 and RF, which was your feedback and this. So gain is actually given as 1 plus RF upon R1. So whatever is your input voltage, the output will become 1 plus RF upon R1. RF and R1 are equal. I have taken both as 10K. So basically I am making it as 1 plus 10K upon 10K, which is 1. So the gain factor is 2. So whatever is the input voltage, for frequencies which are allowed, the output should be double. I repeat, since gain is 2, whatever is my input voltage, for allowed frequencies, the output will be double. So now let's start. I am using both my channels on the CRO. So this is the first, let's first connect the supply voltage, and I will just start my supplies. I have kept my supply voltage. Now you can vary this. I have kept it at 4 volts, 2 into 2 blocks. Obviously you can steady this by using hold and level keys. So 2 blocks into 2 volt per division gives me 4 volt input. Now let's see what is our output. And I will start now, since you know your cutoff is 2K. So you will start from 200. You know, you go from FC by 10 up to 10 into FC. So I have started with 100 into 2, which is 200. Let's see what is our output. So this is also 2. So this is approximately 2 into 1, 2, 3, 3.8. So you're getting around 7.6, which is not exactly double because input is 4, but somewhat. Now let's increase this. Obviously that I have not taken exactly 3.98, so there can be a little difference. I increase and I will take the readings at values of say 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1500 and up to now. Since I reached 20, I will go back to 2 and increase the multiplication factor as into 10. You can change your time period here with the help of this knob so that you can see it clearly. Now I have reached 2K. So again I will increase this little. As you can see, my output is going on decreasing. So these frequencies are not allowed, hence they are getting not rejected but attenuated. But at the same time, make sure input is constant. So input is 4, but you can see the output is going on decreasing, and you will go up to, so you can increase this to take your readings up to 20K. This is low pass filter. Now let's move on to high pass filter. Okay, so now coming to high pass filter, this is the circuitry connected. These are my resistances. I had taken 3.3 and 4.7, which is 8K, and same way over here. Now I have connected the supply ground like in the last case, and these are the plus minus VCC. Let's start the circuit. Let us first talk about the input. So in the same way like previous one, I have set my input at 2 into 2, which is 4 volts. And output now should be double after 4K. So let's see what we get. I'll start with 400 because my cutoff is 4K. So you know you have to go from 400 to 40,000. So let's start. Now I have kept the multiplication factor on 0.2. So this is 0.2 into 2, which is hardly like 0.4 volts. You will increase this slowly. This is increasing, but the multiplication factor is still less. It is 1 now. So you know your output is just about 0.8 volts. Increase, increase, increase. So I will get it to 2. Now my output is about 2 into 2, which is 4. As I said, I should get double because my gain was 1 plus RF upon R1. So I will still further increase this. So as you can see, we get something about 1, 2, 3. This is around 7.6, not exactly double. Further increase, 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 and now you can see your output is double of the input, and it will remain constant thereafter. After the cutoff frequency, my output remains constant. So it is allowing frequency after a cutoff frequency. That's all. Thank you.